Hey, what's going on, guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. A lot of stuff going on in the world, so let's just get into it. The first story that I want to start off with is an amazing photographic capture of something very mysterious, something very strange, and, something that looks out of place, sitting among the stars. And so this was originally posted to MUFON. It was captured by an astronomer who said in his original post, quote, "I was collecting data on the M42 Orion Nebula when before I could get fine focused, he witnessed this, what appeared to be a giant cylinder-shaped unidentified object that he captured in a single 30.2 second exposure frame." Now, before we go any further, the Orion Nebula is situated in the Milky Way, being south of Orion's belt in the constellation of Orion. It is one of the brightest nebula and is visible to the naked eye in the night sky. And a nebula is basically a massive interstellar cloud of dust, hydrogen, helium, and other ionized gases just sitting out there free-floating in space. And by the way, speaking of the Orion Nebula, we have discovered these things in this general area in the past, and well, I'll get to that here in a second. So we have this first photograph here, taken with an 8-inch astrograph Newtonian telescope, and although in black and white, you can see this beautiful bright nebula in the distance. We have stars all around, and then we see here, plain as day, sticking out like a sore thumb, what appears to be an elongated object moving amongst the dust and the stars. And so as the astronomer thought that this was all he was going to catch, the strangeness continued after he captured a 5-frame sequence that evidently showed more of these objects passing by at the bottom of all of the photos. And so you're seeing a still frame of that here, and as we look to the bottom, we see more of these elongated objects, which may not be as long as they are portrayed, due to the fact that they could be moving. This is a 30-second exposure, so we can't gauge exactly how long these objects are. However, when you play the frames side by side in sequence, well, you guys can see that there is definitely some movement here, with what appears to be, at least 5 unknown or unidentified objects passing by in view of the camera, looks to be from left to right. So this astronomer is capturing quite a lot of activity out here, at least near the Orion Nebula, because I think if these objects were right next to it, they would have to be hundreds of thousands of miles in diameter, which, could very well be the case. However, there's a lot of distance between here and this area of space, so these objects are somewhere in between. Now, the astronomer took these stated, quote, "This is not the first and surely not the last time as I search the night sky for galaxies, nebula, and the truth that is out there." And I have to say that's awesome. It's good that, he's obviously identifying this. It would seem to have a view that there are some strange things out there that we're not getting the whole truth about, and with an amazing photograph like this, I think he's hit the nail right on the head. And, on the subject of cigar-shaped objects, if you guys remember, we just recently posted a video after the space agencies came out and admitted to the public that they had detected a massive cigar-shaped, quote-unquote, asteroid-like object, although they had no idea what it was, coming from outside of our solar system heading for us, and that was moving at an extremely high rate of speed. They had no idea where this thing came from, how it got here, but what we do know is that we have never seen an object like this before, ever. We've never seen an asteroid that takes on the shape of an extremely long cigar. And according to the data we got on that, they said that the object had a red color to it, and that it was very high in metal content. And the fact that it came from interstellar space, zoomed in underneath our solar system, and is now on its way back out, and we will never see it again. So, we've got that story. We've got this story now. Again, cigar-shaped craft. We've had numerous UFO sightings down here on Earth of these craft, or, objects that take the shape of a cylinder, or cigar, whatever you want to call it. And as I said earlier, when I saw this story and I saw this photograph, it reminded me of a story that we posted on back in 2016. of yet again another cylindrical-shaped object captured this time by the Hubble telescope that was spotted, once again, you guessed it, among the Orion Nebula. So here I'm going to play for you a clip from my video back in 2016 where we talk about that discovery, and we'll be back here in just a second. And more often than not, you're seeing one of these nebula. So here's the photograph of the Orion Nebula that was snapped by the Hubble telescope, and I'll link to this image down in the video description. This image is actually 18,000 by 18,000 pixels. So this is a very high resolution image that gives you the capability to really zoom in far on this thing. So we've got the image here in Photoshop, and we'll just go ahead and zoom in here on the object in question that has been found and is also now causing some controversy online, because it definitely looks like a sort of a cigar-shaped artificial object. So we're going ahead and zooming in now, and here is the object right here. And you'll notice how it sort of just sticks out of this large pink and purple cloud of dust here. And as we are zooming in on it, it looks like, a small cigar-shaped brown object. It looks like a cigar. And it would look to have some light reflecting off of it. It would look to be solid, have some sort of structural depth and dimensions to it. And is what some are saying looks like one of these massive interstellar ships that have been, a topic in ufology for years, since the beginning, and it's been brought up countless times. And we've certainly seen evidence of this. We've posted about these massive, again, cylindrical, cigar-shaped crafts that have been spotted by probes of ours proliferating near the planet Saturn, sitting within its ring system, and at some points almost looking to create some of the rings around Saturn. There's a great book about this called The Ring Makers of Saturn. You can find it online, download it. It's very hard to find an original copy of that book. It's worth thousands of dollars if you are able to find it. But, there's been a lot of talk about these massive interstellar ships that are on the outskirts of our solar system, out in interstellar space, and that really space is filled with other beings, other alien and interstellar military craft that monitor or protect or are just proliferating in different parts of space and our galaxy. We recently did a video where we were listing some of the most talked about secret space mission conspiracies, one of which was something called Solar Warden. And if you don't know, according to the Solar Warden theory, there is a secret fleet of spaceships that keeps a permanent presence in and outside of our solar system. Now, theories differ as to the purpose of this top secret space fleet. Some believe that it patrols the outer reaches of space and defends us against any would-be alien attacks. Others believe that the project is being used to colonize parts of the solar system, possibly for the so-called elite. So we have stories on both sides where some of these ships would actually be ours and are manned by human beings from Earth. Others that we've seen out in space through various pieces of telescopic footage that are of such a sheer size. And I'm talking, some of these things miles, if not hundreds of miles in length, and are so large that there's no possible way they could have been created by anything on Earth. Okay, so yeah, that is a clip from the video posted back on December 14th of 2016, so almost a year, exactly. And in that video, I went again into the discussion of these strange objects, all that seem to be taking the same shape within our solar system. And here we are with a new discovery. So I want to give a big shout out to the astronomer who captured this, posted it to MUFON. The MUFON case number I'll put down below. You guys can search it up and analyze the images yourself if you want. And if you guys have your own scopes and you guys capture something like this, do not hesitate to email me or send me a message on Twitter. And, I'd love to see it. So there is an ocean of secrets out there in our universe, and it's going to be up to us to uncover them because we know no one else is. So thank you guys for stopping by today. Be sure to share, like, and hit that notification bell. That way you guys can know when I post a new video, and have a great rest of your night.